Yeah, and you last year, like you told, like V/03 condition table. Yeah, I tried condition table and access sequence and define condition type and all I tried. And no, Deepak,
No confusion?
no confusion. I created up to like VK11 is there now. Create condition record and all.
Mm-hmm.
Up to there I tried yesterday.
Okay, okay. Let me share my screen. I added that pricing reference material. Okay, that one table. Yesterday, I think we created some 913 table, right? Yesterday in our class. After
Yeah,
that,
913.
yeah, 913. After that, I created one more table. That table is 915. If you want, you can check that table. Is 05 915. The same thing only. Sales of distribution channel, customer, and pricing reference material. Okay. Now let me see if I go to create my order. See, I'm giving TG12, okay, as a material. But if I go to my condition, if I go to analysis, you see, it is coming TG13. So from where this TG13 is coming?
Price reference, like we have taken price reference material
So where we have maintained it?
in material TG12 material MM01.
Okay.
Yeah, 03 for
Available for creation. So,
yeah for displays TG MM03.
so basically, you should say material master. You don't need to mention T code and all. You can just say material master we have maintained. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Go. Let me see. We have maintained.
Sales or
You hit TG13.
yeah, price ref material. Yeah.
So from here, system is taking the TG13 and whatever we have maintained price for this combination, we have maintained 16.9, so it is taking this one. So what happens actually, if you see up to here, sometimes you will get confused why material is coming TG13. So then you need to see this field as well, pricing reference material. Okay, because here it doesn't say whether it's a normal, it's the actual material or it's a pricing reference material. But if you see the second column, it says pricing reference material. So what will happen even if you maintain for TG12, system will not take it. Let me show it maybe. We get 11 PPR0, third one. Let's say I am maintaining for TG12, I am maintaining some 100. Okay, let's put validity to some 3 days back just to be on the safer side. Okay. So what I am doing, I am creating another condition record for TG12. Okay, I'll save it. Now if I create again my sales order, I took the material TG12 only, one piece. You see, it still takes 16.9. Why? Because this combination is working, the third combination is working actually, has picked up. You see, the Ceromac came and pricing reference material is TG13. So even if you maintain for TG12, it will not take because it is taking the field which is maintained in the pricing reference material, and it will look for and this will look for this combination instead of TG12. Okay. What happens if I delete this TG13? Any idea? If I go to Metal Master, let's say I'm going to Metal Master.
It will go back to taking the price which you have said right now.
No, it will not take. What I
Or
did,
you,
I deleted
or
the
you have
page.
to change the pricing condition also.
No, so this is the current. If you remember, here all three values are there, right?
Correct.
PPR 0, 040 combination, 1010, 10, TG13. Now we have removed this TG13 from Metal Master. Do you think this TG13 or TG12 anything will come here? So do you have any pricing difference metal in Metal Master?
No.
No. Then this field will not come, no?
Yes.
So will it kind of take any other price?
No, it
Uh,
will not take because this field will be blank. I'll show you. I'll not remove this. I'll just keep the screen as it is. I'll open another screen.
okay.
Okay, so that you can see the difference. TG12, one PC, go inside. Condition. First you see it has not taken that this one. Anyway, now you see the price is got changed anyway. Let's fine. Let's go inside. Why it is taking TG12? Ideally, it should be blank because the pricing reference material is blank in our Metal Master. So it should be blank or it should be some yellow exclamatory marks would come ideally. Okay, then something I think while creating the table, we have done something wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so ideally, if you take the pricing reference material, it should not come. Okay, I need to check it because when you create a table, see the field. Sometimes what will happen? Now let's say sold to party, okay, or customer. Let's say I'm talking about customer. So in general, customer is the one business partner. But in SAP, there are four customer, right? In any sales order, minimum four: sold to, ship to, bill to, pair. So when you work with this kind of field, no, then you have to be very careful which field system is exactly it is taking, whether it is taking sold to party or ship to party. Similarly, is happening with in this case also. We have taken the pricing reference material, but what system is doing in something maybe someone has done some wrong configuration or someone has played around with the standard thing. So ideally, it should take only the pricing reference material. But what it is happening here, what is happening? It is taking the TG13 first. If TG13 is not there, then system is taking the main material itself. Ideally, it should not take. It should be exclamatory mark. Whenever you must have seen somewhere that the field is not maintained, some yellow kind of sign will come. That means that field itself is not maintained. Okay. I'll check maybe after some time when I get some time, maybe during weekend I'll check this why it is happening like this. Ideally, it should not behave like that. Anyway, let's move to the next topic. This we'll discuss once again. No problem. Now, as I said, availability check. Whenever you are creating any order or a salesperson is creating any order, you need to check the availability as well, right? What is the available stock in the plant? Now, let's say you have 10 stock. A customer came, let's say Vishal came for 10 pieces. I placed the order for 10 pieces. So now my stock is consumed. Even though I have not done the PGI, but I know, right? Okay, there was only 10 pieces, and Vishal has asked for 10 pieces, let's say on 25th of March or 30th of March, any day. So I know that 10 pieces, whatever is lying in my stock, in my plant, that will go for Vishal only, right? So now let's say Manoj comes to me, he also wants 20 pieces. And as I know the stock is not there since there was only 10 pieces and which is already created sales order for Vishal. So what I will do, I will still create the sales order for Manoj for 20 pieces. What will happen in that sales order? It will not get confirmed because stock is not there. But what system does in the back end, system sends the kind of requirement to the production team that 20 pieces is required. You think this is the integration between SD and PP, production planning team. Since I don't have a stock, but somehow I need to tell the production team, right? That yeah, Manoj has came for 20 pieces and I need this 20 pieces after 10 days or 20 days, whatever it is. Whichever is earliest actually. Okay. So that part is taken care by our MRP or requirement. Now requirement can be sent via two method. Okay, this is also one of the interview question. How we send the requirement to the MRP, or how we say actually that how we are sending requirement to the production planning. Okay, sometimes they call production planning as MRP, like how a requirement are being sent to the MRP. This is also, this terms also sometimes people uses. So it's quite simple. Daily requirement means, let's say today Manoj came for 20. Okay, let's say another Yaswant also came for 30 pieces. So today I got 20 for Manoj and 30 for Yaswant. So I can send it individually. Like, okay, Manoj needs 20 pieces, then I can send Yaswant separately. So that we call it individual requirement. For individual sales order, you are sending the requirement to the production planning. Or sometimes what happens, you can send it on a daily requirement. So in this case, what you will send? Directly 50 you will send. You will not tell 20, 30, right? You will sum up all the daily sales order requirement, how much is required. It's quite simple. You see, the terminology is quite simple. Daily requirement, how much requirement I got for that material. Manoj asked for 20, Yaswant asked for 30. So total requirement is for 50 pieces now. So that requirement I need to communicate to the production planning so that they can produce it, and then I can deliver it to Manoj, and then I can do the billing and all, right? And this is individual. What will happen whenever I'm saving the order for Manoj, that time itself 20 piece requirement will be sent to the production planning team, and when I'll save the order for Yasman 30 pieces, that time also system will send another requirement for 30 pieces. So eventually it is both are same only. Eventually you are sending to the production planning that boss I need 50 pieces, but you're not doing it manually. You're not calling someone. You're not sending mail. System itself is sending the data or the requirement, and the production planning team will directly log into their system and they can see how much requirement is there. So they can also plan accordingly, which is required, which okay, this all, that's what ERP says, enterprise resource planning. If we are talking about only one case, there could be hundred of cases like this, right, in daily day-to-day transaction. So where this all this integration comes into picture, and this plays a major role in running the business smoothly. You don't need to communicate via mail or via call. System itself, everyone can say. Let's say the material is reach your TG12 itself. Now let's say a third person comes, another salesperson come and he wants to see how much requirement is there for TG12. He can go to the system. He can see, okay, there is a requirement for Manoj 20 pieces, and yes one for yes one there is 30 piece requirement. Okay, and I think in S4 HANA, this is also one of the interview question. Now I think in S4 HANA we are only sending the individual requirement. We don't have that option to send it daily requirement. Okay, this is also one of the question. Someone ask you, is there any change in sending the requirement to the MRP in S4 HANA? Then you need to say, yeah, now we don't have the option to send daily requirement. We have only option to send individual requirement. Okay, here also if you see, there has given three example actually. Like this is one sales order 1005, it is asking for 30 piece, 1006, 25, 1007, 20. It's daily, it has sum up 30, 25, 55 plus 20, 75. So it has sent total requirement 25. But here if you see, it has sent individual. For 30 pieces, it has sent another data. For 25, it has sent another data. For 20, it is sending another data. In this case, the stock is of 100 pieces. In our case, I said it's 10 pieces and we have already consumed. But in this case, let's assume there are 100 pieces of stock available. So this is how system behaves. Clear? And where do you see this field in metal mass? So let me go. This availability is also a very big topic actually. Okay, it's not a small thing that you can understand in one or two class. If I go to the deep in availability, it itself will take see, there are so many options, but mostly these two are important, daily and individual. But there are other features also that I said. In day-to-day business, there will be a lot of business requirement and business process. So for this purpose, these all options are there. But mostly we use 01, 02. Okay. And management. Yes, this is also important topic actually. Batch management itself is uh, a different and a huge topic. But to understand it, let's say when the company is working some sort of like a food kind of business, okay, or let's say medicine sort of business. So then this batch management is required, right? If you've seen any product, sometimes you must have seen that instead the product unique number will be there, and then also the batch number will be there. In many products, you must have seen that. So what that batch says actually, so batch is something you group something. Okay, let's say during the month of March, whatever we produce, we will call it as a batch, or maybe based on characteristic, you will call a batch. Okay, let's say this kind of cement, we'll call it a different batch. So it's not mandatory, as I said, as again, it's not mandatory, but for some business requirement, there is a requirement, there is a legal requirement or a business requirement to use something called batch. So then only you use this batch management. In our case, let's say, but I don't think we are using this batch management here. You see, this checkbox is not there. Okay, so that's why our material is, if someone asks you whether your material TG12 is batch managed material, then you will say no, it is not batch managed. Why? Because this checkbox is not checked there, batch management. And it, let me go to B. Let's not put that. I don't think it will take, but let me see. 1010. No, it will not work like this. TG12. So here, if you see, it says your company code, then plant, then storage location. If your material would have been a batch managed, no, then there will be another line coming that will denote as a batch. Then in which batch you have a stock? Let's say I'm talking about, let's say take example of paracetamol medicine. So for March there will be another stock. For April there will be another stock for that particular batch. Okay, there will be another line instead of the storage location. There will be another line called batch. And when you are doing the picking, in our case, in our delivery, you must have seen we have not mentioned anywhere batch. We simply picked the quantity. Whatever the delivery quantity was there, we simply picked it. Let me open the delivery maybe. Yeah.
Uh, Hello, Deepak, your voice is actually not audible properly. So,
Is it? Is it
yeah,
for everyone?
I don't know if it's only for me or for everyone else.
Deepak, we also getting stuck.
Uh, I don't know because they are actually on Wi-Fi. Okay, let me see. There is another option. I don't know what will happen if I use this option. Is it better now?
Yeah, 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 perfect.
Okay, so maybe the second option I have to select. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, let us go to our delivery.
No, it's again cracking. I mean, there's some crack.
Uh, okay, let me connect my headphone maybe. Then just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Is it better now? Hello? I don't know. For some reason, my headphone, even though it's connected, I don't see that option here. I don't know. Here I can see that sound thing, but in this audio, I don't see that option. Is it not coming properly?
There's some jittery voice, like some disturbance is happening. I thought it was my network, but that's why I kind of stopped.
Okay, let me do one thing. Let me drop and let me rejoin. Okay, because I don't use this headphone and it works smoothly, but maybe there's some network issue. Let me rejoin the call. Just wait for some minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were discussing this batch thing, right? So what I was saying, let us open my delivery, whichever we created that day, and I'll show you how can you see whether your delivery was batch managed or not. I'll go to VL03 and I'll put my delivery number. Did not complete. Yeah, 5172. If you go to picking, you see there is no batch here, right? So whenever you will be using this batch management material, then you need to mention the batch as well, which from which batch you are picking, right? Let's say, as I said, we are talking about the paracetamol. When the customer comes for 10 pieces or 100 pieces, so then you will send it from some batch only, right? Okay, let's say you will say your salesperson, okay, take the material from the March batch or use the February batch material. The advantage of using batch, as I said, whenever you are doing some sort of business in your food kind of stuff or something which can be what do you call, uh, which can be expired. Okay, let's say food and paracetamol, everything will have expiry date. So that time, these kind of businesses uses this batch management thing. So that from the batch itself, they maintain all this data, the expiry date and all the other characteristics also, right? So that time these people, these businesses uses this batch management. So this much I think is enough as of now for batch management thing. If someone asks how, as you can see, the purpose, it will track the expiry date, the defective goods also. If anything goes wrong, let's say some process you made wrong in the month on February, okay, and some complaint came for that, okay, this material is not good, this, or let's say this food is not good. So you can backtrack and you can collect, or you can what do you call, you can recall all those material if it's a batch manage. You can have a track, okay, with this material belongs to which batch. So that kind of tracking is possible, okay, and also it's able to track which person made the mistake, so that this cannot be, I mean, this should be avoided in nearby future. So these all options we get when you do this batch management. If there is no batch management, everybody will say, no, no, I don't know who did this thing, who did the wrong process, I don't know, I did the correct way only. But if it's a batch managed, it's very easy to identify all those stuff. Okay. So as I said, if if the material is relevant for batch, then only you put this checkbox in here in the material master. This one. Okay. Now transportation group. Now, as I said, let's say you have created a sales order, right? And let's say from Chennai to Pune, goods is going to be shipped, right? So there could be multiple route, right? If you go to highway via truck, there could be hundred of ways to reach that from Chennai to Pune, right? So which route is better? That route determination takes place with the help of this transportation group. It's transportation, so something kind of logistic stuff. So it helps you to determine the route. Now route will impact your freight charges, right? If you take a longer route, definitely the freight charges will be more, correct? Though it's not part of, yeah. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. There are other parameters as well. Not only this parameter, we have multiple parameter. Okay, not only this one. Yeah. Not only the transportation group, there are other parameters as well, like from where you are shipping the goods, to whom you are shipping the goods, right? All those stuff will also come into picture. So this is one
In
of
the
the
transportation group only.
sorry.
In the transportation group only, we can have different parameters, is
No,
what
no,
you're
no,
saying,
no,
right?
no, no. This is one of the parameter.
Okay.
Okay, so how it will happen? You will, let's say, I don't know, I don't remember exactly how many parameter we have. Let's say this is the first parameter. Okay, and we have second parameter, and we have third parameter. Let's say for simple understanding, I'll give you a simple example. Parameter. So first is your loading group. Other will be sending, plant, region or location. Now receiving, or let's say customer region also is important, right? Because where your customer is sitting in Pune. So how you know? From customer location itself you will come to know, right? So now you see there are three parameters here. So this loading group is one of the parameter to determine which route it will take. It's not the only thing. There are other parameters as well. Okay. So how, if someone asks you what is the function of loading group in Metal Master, you need to tell this loading group will help me to determine the route. It's one of the parameter to determine the route. That's it. Okay. As I said, it's purely, it's not a kind of a SD thing, but for understanding purpose, you should know this one. Okay. This loading group. This is one of the parameters to determine the shipping point. As I said, let's say in your plant, you must have seen, I don't know how many of you have visited any plant. So you must have seen there will be some sort of crane available to load the material, right? In truck or to unload the material. You will have some sort of crane, and the crane, overhead crane or small forklift, whatever it is, they will have their own capacity. So let's say, as I said, I'm sending a fridge, or let's say I'm sending a big generator. So those both cannot be loaded with the same material. Maybe if I go to the smaller loading or a smaller crane, that will not be able to carry my big generator, right? Then I need to send it to some other location and some other places in my plant. Okay, from here only I can load it because this crane is big. It can carry that weight of that one, right? So that loading groups help you to determine the shipping point from where your goods is going to be loaded or it is going to be shipped. Okay. Yeah. Then shipping point determination. This is also an important determination. In SAP, we have multiple determination. Okay, when we say determination means, if you remember the first determination we discussed about the plan determination. So determination is nothing but how that thing will come into your sales order. If you remember, the plan determination was happening based on either CMIR or customer material or material master. Material master. So that was the determination for the plant in sales order. So similarly, your shipping point will also be determined based on three parameters. Again, if you see, this is one of the parameter to determine. It's not the only parameter. What are the other two parameters? Shipping condition and plant as well. Because as I said, if you simply talk about loading group, let's say I'm talking to Vishal, boss, this fridge is this big and I need to load via this group. Then Vishal will first ask me, no, boss, from which plant you are talking? First tell me the plant, correct? There could be multiple plants for my company, right? So first Vishal will say, no, for which plant you are saying? First tell me the plant. Then we'll discuss the shipping point. So plant is also one of the parameter from where the shipping point will be determined. It's a very basic layman understanding. Shipping point from where goods going from where your goods is going to be shipped. So plant is one of the important parameter, because anyway you will be shipping the goods from your plant itself. Then as I said, loading group, what kind of material it is. There could be different crane or different parameter, packaging, picking. There could be some special a process to load that material. So all those stuffs will be available at some particular location only. So that determines, that is nothing but your shipping point. So how it helps? The loading groups helps you to determine that. Then another thing is shipping condition. This will also one of the parameter. I think it will be master only, and I think this comes from customer master also. I don't remember exactly, but as of now, you simply remember this loading group is one of the parameter to determine shipping point. And where you can find your shipping point? You can find this, if you remember, if you go to VL01 or VL01N, the first thing it asks you shipping point. That means when I'm creating my sales delivery order or delivery, sometimes they call it delivery order. Okay, some company they call it outbound delivery. Some company they simply say delivery. Some company will say delivery order. So don't get confused. If this kind of confusion comes in real time in real business, you simply ask first which tick code you are going to use. So they will tell VL01. So now you understand these people are talking about the outbound delivery. Okay, because business people will use their own terminology. It's not they are not forced to use the SAP terminology. They will say sales order, delivery order. Okay, they can have their own what do you call language to call something. So to avoid that confusion, if this comes, usually I practice. I mean, I do like this only. If I get confused whether they are talking delivery order, sometimes I've seen in some few of the company, even to sales order they are also calling delivery order. So I simply ask, well, tell me the T code, which T code you will use? So they say, okay, VA01. Then I understand, okay, somehow they are getting sales order, but these people are calling it as a delivery order. Maybe in their process they call it delivery order, but it's a sales order in SAP. Okay, now come back. So what I said, I'm creating a delivery and it is asking me a shipping point. That means in sales order itself, that shipping point must be there, right? Because before creating the delivery, what I have created, I have only created my sales order. So that means the shipping point must be there in sales order, correct? So this is how you need to think in SAP. Now you go to your sales order, any order you go, 643. And now here also, do you think that shipping point should be a header parameter or item parameter? Anyone?
Item parameter.
Because why? Because this loading group will have be depending on your material wise, right? Fridge will be loaded at some other places. Oven will be loaded at some other places. Big generator will be loaded at some other places. So it's item related stuff. So you go to item. Now you go to shipping. You see your shipping point. Understood? So you see this route as well. Here the route is determined, but route is not that important. As I said, I've never seen a company who is using this route determination and all. But for understanding and for interview question, you can remember those terms. Okay, the transportation group helps you to determine the route. What are the other parameters that also will cover? That will come under the route determination. But as of now, you just remember loading groups help you determine shipping point. Transportation group helps you determine route. Okay, let's go back to our topic again. This is the T code. If you go to OVL2, let me go to OVL2 as well. We are up to here. Let me go to OVL2. OVL2. You see, there are also similar stuff like we have in item category. We have few parameter. Let me go to edit. Maybe then it will be more clear to you. Okay, it says I only logged it. Just close. Let me close all these stuff. Okay, I think someone else is using this, so this is why it says data is logged. So I cannot go to edit mode. That's fine, no problem. So you see up to here, this is your parameter which will determine your shipping point. Now you see, this is your default shipping point. Again, as in item category, we had that one shipping point or one item category was default, and then we have manual options as well, right? So here also we have similar kind of stuff. We have shipping condition, loading group, then plant, and then one shipping point will be proposed automatically, but you can also change it. Here they have maintained the similar shipping point. If you see on all the parameters, they have in manual option also they have given the same. But there could be another, let's say I'm selling fridge, okay, and the fridge can be, let's say there's a big plant and I have four places where I can load and unload the truck. So I call it a shipping point. Out of that four places, two places are capable to load the fridge to the truck, right? At two places, let's say the overhead crane capacity is very less, so I cannot carry that fridge, but two places I can load. But out of that two, one will be default, right? But what happens, let's say for some reason that shipping point is not working or that crane is not working, then what I will do? I will change the shipping point for that particular case, for that particular day, because that overhead crane is not working for the first shipping point. I will ask the person, you load this fridge with the shipping point 2. So for that option, you can use this manual shipping point. Okay. This is one of the example how why you have that manual option. As I said, shipping point, loading group, plant. Let me see this one.
Hello?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, yeah.
Just 1 second. Bill to pair are different. So now think from of a business perspective also. Payer who is going to pay it. That person is not bothered about that loading group, right? To whom I'm solding, the sold to party is the actual relevant business partner whose loading group should be taken care, right? Sometimes if you say simply that okay, it will come from your order type, shipping point will come from order type. If it is not there, it will go for customer. Then some interviewer will ask you which customer master, which partner function it will check. They need to tell sold to party. Okay. Resolve is something which is one step beyond your kind of something you can say high level stuff, but since we are discussing, I want to tell you how system works actually. So the first priority is whatever we have maintained in the document type, it will be given first priority. If it is not there, it will check the customer master. Okay. Let me see. Let me show where is the customer master. Has that person joined? No. Just give me one. Maybe I'll call that person. I don't know. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, so where we have this field in customer master, let us go to customer master. In sales order, you see it. You already saw that, right? We have that shipping condition here, correct? Audible?
Yeah, Deepak, I do.
Yeah, Deepak, audible,
Yes,
audible.
Deepak.
Let me go to customer master now. Shipping point is important. Okay, this route is not that important, but shipping point is important. So you will get many interview questions, and if shipping point is not determined properly, you will face issue while creating delivery and all. Okay, so shipping point is mandatory. For route, you don't bother that much. You simply remember transportation group helps you determine the route. That's it. Route will impact your freight charges. That's it. What are the other parameter which will be helping in route determination? Simple thing. From where I'm sending, that's the plant location. To whom I'm sending, customer location. At least if you tell these three also, it's enough for you people. Don't go beyond that. Okay. Now, order shipping, you see. And if you see how in our sales order, how this 1010 was determined. So now let us go one by one. So do we have that in sales order? Do we have anything in our sales order? No, right? So let's close it. In customer master, what I have? 01. So okay, 01 is my shipping condition. But what is my loading group? Loading group I need to find, right? Let me go to our metal master. What loading group we have? This is how you do. Okay, let's say some errors you are getting related to that shipping point is not determined or something. So this is how you fix it or how you analyze. Okay. What is my loading group?
001.
Now let's go to determination scheme. So my shipping condition is 01. Shipping group is 000. What is my plant? Sales order
101. 1010.
1010. 1010. Is the proposed shipping point
1010.
010. Now you understand how this 1010 came in your sales order?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is shipping point determination. Shipping point is determined. So based on three parameters, shipping condition, loading group, plan. Now they may ask you from where shipping point, I mean the shipping condition comes. They need to tell. System will first check the sales order type. If it is maintained, it will take. If it is not there, system will go for customer master sold to party. If it is there, take. If it is not there, then you will get some error. Okay, and as I said earlier also, system propose that value. If you go to header, shipping condition is there in customer master, right? 01 it was there. Let's go back to header. You see shipping condition here? You can see it, right?
Yes.
Deepak.
Yeah. So you can change it also. Let's say in customer master it is not maintained, so it will be blank. But as I said, you always have that option to overwrite whatever data is coming. So let's say in customer master it is not maintained, it will be blank. While creating order, you can go to header, you can maintain whatever you want, 01, 02. Okay. This is how shipping condition comes. And this what do you call this shipping point. As I said, shipping point is important. So you need to remember this one, how shipping point is determined. Okay. Let's go to the next thing. So this is not just the path we tested. There's the same path OBL, or you can go to the SPRO, LE, shipping, basic shipping function. You go here. As I said, for configuration, you don't rely on T code. For configuration stuff, you always try to go via SPRO only. Okay. That's the best way to go. SPRO, ING reference, logistic execution, right? Execution. There we have logistic execution, shipping, basic shipping system, determination. See the same thing. Whatever we use OVL2, the same is same. Correct? Here also, as I said, there are multiple ways to maintain manual as well. Let's go back to okay. Yeah, hi, you joined already, right?
Yes, I have done.
So going forward, you join this link only because that link, what that person must have given, I want to know the name. So that link actually, we people used to wait actually to someone to admit it. So this link you can directly join. No, there will be no wait. Now, sales text view. Sometimes what happens in real world also, some text you want to enter, some free text. Basically, wherever you use hear this word sales text, customer text, material text, this will be available at
Oh,
all
yes,
the
ma'am,
places.
I joined the meeting.
Go to your material master.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let me go to
Yes,
material
yes.
master. You see, this is nothing but free kind of text. You can, as of now, this is not maintained. There is no configuration done, so you see it completely blank. Similar stuff we have in customer master as well. Let's go to customer master. Here you see we have few text IDs.
Mm,
Okay, this text works similarly. In everywhere it will work similarly. Whether it's a metal master, customer master, everywhere it will work same. So these texts are nothing, it's a free text that you can enter. Let me enter some text. So here you see we have 7 text ID. One, two, sorry, 6 text ID. 601, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can double click here. Now we need a forget it. So as I said, sometimes what will happen, you need to maintain some free text. Okay, let's say I'm sending fridge. Okay, for fridge, I want to maintain some what do you call it? Loading instruction or some sort of free text. I want to give it to the person who will load the material. So for all those stuff, you can use this field, these text fields to communicate all those information. Right? Because in sales order, there is no places to enter free text where I can enter by loading some soft thermocol at the bottom, then you load it and make it like that. Or maybe a customer has a specific requirement in picking or packing or loading. That also you can enter in the text field. Similarly, in Metal Master, as I said, we have in our Metal Master is also not configured. The text is not configured, so that's why you don't see it. If it was configured, you will see some text ID here, and then you can see the text here. Okay. This is not configured properly, that's why you don't see it. As I said, it will this text will work everywhere it will work as same. If you go to your sales order also, there also you will see the text item. Item also we have text. Okay. Now you see kind of I can enter anything. So, like this, something anything that free and like anything you can save it. It should allow. I don't know why it is not. Maybe some configuration is missing, or someone has played around with the standard configuration. Maybe that's why it's not taking. Anyway, it's taking. You see this text, and you notice one thing. These all are text ID only. Okay, here you see in text type, but these all are text IDs. Okay, here we have like 13 or 14. But you see where I maintained the text, I maintained the text in this text ID only. You see, so that's why the language D came only here for this one. Why? Because I have maintained text only in this text ID. If you go to double the other one, it's blank. To the third one, it's blank. If I maintain something, and then I go, you see the D comes. So from here also you can see which text ID contains the text. If you see, as I said, as I was giving example of shipping instruction, before loading the goods, if there is special instruction to be followed, then those information you can enter here in shipping instruction. Okay, like while loading something, you can type it here. Do something like anything, blah blah blah. So that whenever that person will create the delivery, that person is also instructed to see the shipping instruction first before loading. So now there is a very less chance of miscommunication. That person can never say, no, I was not informed. But that person was already told to check the shipping instructions for loading, right? So by doing this, we do this communication in SAP, because I said there will be 100 of delivery created daily wise. So 100 times you cannot call the person who was this order to be loaded like this person to be loaded like this. There is a chance of miscommunication or impacting the business. So we use this field to use free text. Okay, we'll see that. When we will cover this text determination, we'll cover all this. But as of now, you remember this text option we have in Metal Master also. Now this is purchasing view. As I said, this purchasing is completely owned by this procurement team. We don't bother about this much. So even if you remember these fields, that's fine. If you don't remember, no need to worry. Okay. Similarly, as I said, when you are loading or loading instruction, you want to maintain some text. Similarly, maybe the purchase team also want to maintain some text, right? Because since this is a finished good, so you are selling it. There could be a material which is being purchased by some vendor. So for there also there could be some instruction. So these purchasing team will use their own purchasing text view. Okay, in Metal Master that view will be there. If you go to Metal Master, I don't know whether they extended that view or not, but I believe they must have extended. You see, purchase order text. So here the purchase team will enter their free text. Here you will enter your own text. Okay, so that there is no confusion or no overlapping. Let's go back. MRP. Now, as I said, when you are selling a service order, right, that time availability is not required, right? But when you are selling actual fridge or actual AC, that time availability comes into picture. So in material master also we need to tell system, right, that okay, this is a service material, I don't want availability to happen for this. Or let's say, as I said, for third party material, in the process where you buy the goods from some other vendor and then you sell it to the end customer. So that time also you don't want your availability to happen, because that material anyway is not available in your plant. You get it from some vendor, then you deliver it. So that control is happening via this MRP type. Okay, MRP1. Wherever you think about this availability, you should always come to MRP 1, 2, 3. Okay, these three views are mostly 3 and 4 or whatever, but generally 1 or 2 is enough for us. You see availability check. There are few fields which are important here. Let me tell you those fields from here itself. If you see the same field, you must have seen in the sales general plant also, right? Just now I shown you that this field availability check. Let me go to the sales general plant. You see the same thing, because this is something which is kind of a common to both. For salesperson also this is important. For what do you call, for production team also this is important. So this is why system has given it both the places. Values are same, so no need to worry on that. Okay, now let me go one by one. Let me go to MRP1 view first. So as I said, MRP type, this will help you determine whether the availability to happen or not. So all these things you see, ND. ND means no planning. Let's say, as I said, in our case, let's say Vishal, I have 10 stock and Vishal came for 10 stock, I given to Vishal, that's fine. But now let's say Manoj came for 20 pieces, so I need to inform production planning team, right? To plan for Manoj order for 20 pieces they need to manufacture. So then I'm communicating to the production team. But let's say there is no requirement. I don't want to communicate that to MRP team or to the production team. So that time you will use this ND. So this field helps you determine whether the requirement to be transferred to the MRP or to the production team or not. So if it's ND, system will not send any data to the production team. Okay. ND will be there, PD will be there. Okay, all those stuff. So this is what MRP type controls. This is all not required. You can ignore all those things. It's not that important. And go to MRP2. You see procurement type. As I said, when you are selling a good directly from vendor, you don't produce it, so you can maintain it as F. That means it's external procurement. You simply get it from third party, you sell it. Okay, but there could be a case where you are manufacturing that goods. So then you maintain E. That means you are producing it. You see, in-house production. That means that this material I am producing in my own plant. And there could be scenario where you will be using both types. Let's say some, as I said, example, I have the stock, I will sell it. If I don't have, I don't tell the customer that I don't have. I get it from some vendor and then I deliver it to my end customer. So in that case, I'll maintain this X. Okay, this field comes into picture mostly with for the third party process, but for understanding, just remember this thing, procurement type. I think let's close now. We are past our time, so let's stop here only. We'll continue further. MRP view anyway. We'll continue from here tomorrow. Any confusion so far?
No,